Hi, I'm Radiance. Join me on a journey to bring you enticing recipes where every video is a celebration of deliciousness, creativity, simplicity, and foodie inspiration. I've got a question for you. What do you get when you take tangy, spicy, sweet, savory, smooth, and put it all together? Well, you get a barbecue sauce, that's right. Today we're going to be making my vegan barbecue sauce. Now, I use this for various things. Sometimes I will use it as a dipping sauce. I've used it on tofu. I've used it on vegan meatballs. I've also used it on like a barbecue version of a pizza. I got creative with it. You can get creative with it as well, but just a few things that I use it for. And I mentioned this probably before in previous videos, but one of the first things I tried when I got into this vegan plant-based journey of mine, the first dish I ever tried that was a vegan barbecue tofu. And I was like, this is interesting. Honestly, I wasn't sure about tofu in the beginning, but the flavor was actually very well. It just was a texture that wasn't for me. But I've since learned how to transform tofu to textures I like. But barbecue is one of those first things I tried. And so I played with it over the years, and now I've come up with something that's pretty, simple, easy to make. That's it. So what you're going to need for this vegan barbecue sauce, you're going to need a couple of components. So, there's always usually a tomato base. I would say get a puree tomato if you can. If not, you can get something really diced small. You can puree this. This is actually a petite dice. It's no salt. I prefer to use most of my tomato products with no salt so I can add my own salt to it. But if you feel like it, you can puree this beforehand, or when everything cooks down, you can actually blend the sauce up and make it smoother if that's what you would like, right? So a tomato base. Then there is the tang, and that's apple cider vinegar. You have some sweet, and you have two choices. You can do pineapple juice, or you can do orange juice. Sometimes I like to mix the two. Just saying, you can play with it. You have some more sweet, which is molasses. And molasses is unsulfured. This is a powerhouse of flavor. Some maple syrup. This is dark amber. If you can get grade B, go for it. If not, grade A is fine. And then I have a vegan Worcestershire sauce. Can you say that 3 times fast? Worcestershire. I can't. But Worcestershire sauce. I found this in my local grocery store. If you can't, you probably can order it online. Could I make this myself? Absolutely. I love to make things from scratch. That is one of my favorite things to do and experiment. However, when I don't have the time to do that, I just like to buy it, but I like to look at the ingredients as well just to kind of see what's in it. And this is packed with some apple cider vinegar, soy sauce, things I can actually read. This is slightly sweetened from what I can see on the ingredients list, so you don't have to use too much, but just so you know. Then we have some brown sugar. This is light brown. You can use dark brown as well. A little bit of salt, and maybe a little bit of heat. So using a little bit of smoked paprika, and maybe a little bit of chili if you like, a little bit of chili powder. But smoked paprika is smoky, so that's what gives it that smoky taste. Another thing you can actually add to it that you can find, I found in my local grocery store and it wasn't over expensive, to give it that smoked flavor is liquid smoke. Just be mindful you don't want to put a lot in. You want to start with a little bit and then build up because it is very smoky in taste. So here we go. And I think that's about it. That's all we need. That's everything, right? So first and foremost, I'm going to turn on my pan. I'm going to uncover it. I'm going to take my tomatoes. And honestly, if you're not a big fan of canned, which I don't always like to use canned products, but sometimes it's easier to find. I found another tomato product that I like that actually comes in a box is Pommy. Pommy is a great brand. It comes in a box. Sometimes that's my preference if I can find it, but if not, I use the canned version. So you pour that in. Make sure you get every bit out. And meanwhile, I'm gonna start measuring out my stuff. So I'm gonna use pineapple juice. You just need 1/4 of a cup of pineapple juice. And because everything's gonna go in the same pot, I'm just gonna, do things with similar measurements. You're gonna need similar amount of apple cider vinegar. I'm gonna pour that in there as well. Alright. And yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing with molasses. There we go. That's already boiling up because I have it a little bit higher. And we're going to pour that in. Now the molasses is sticky. Be careful. And I put this in a silicone measuring cup so it can be easier to take out, but you may have to guide it out just like that. You may have to guide it out because most of it went in, but some of it is holding on to this measuring cup. I'm actually going to put this here. Alright. And my maple syrup now. A little bit of this vegan Worcestershire sauce. There we go. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. Because sometimes when things sit on the shelves, in stores especially, they settle. So I'm going to give it a quick shake. And I'm going to put in that molasses is strong. Alright. I'm going to put in my brown sugar. And I've actually put in some of the paprika in here already, so I need to add that. And I've also added some spices, some garlic powder, some onion powder. I put it all in the same thing, but you could add that to your taste. But you don't need a whole lot. And what you can do is, as it's going along and it gets, cooking a little bit longer, you can actually taste it. But I like to let that cook and simmer and let the spices and all that sweet tanginess come together. As I said, it's very easy to just put together. What you're going to do is you're going to let it boil up a little bit first. Just a little bit. It's bubbling on the surface. I'm going to cover it. Turn it down a little bit. And I'm going to let that sit for roughly about 15 or so minutes. And we'll be back. We're going to check on this. And then I'll show you what the sauce is looking like. Okay, so I'm back. It's been roughly about 20 minutes. I know I suggested 15 to 20, but I like to let it marinate a little bit longer. And I'm going to check on my barbecue sauce. I'm going to scrape the sides of the pan because it's bubbled over. You can actually uncover it halfway through if you like. I just like the flavors to really deepen in there, so I cover my pot. And there you go. Now earlier I was saying that if you've used a chunkier tomato like I did, which you can actually see these little spots of tomato bits in there, you can blend it. But my suggestion would be to wait until it cools. So let it cool off and then blend it over. What I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this. I'm going to let this cool. And I'm actually going to show it to you. Put it in here. This is a mason jar. You can put some in there. And I'm just going to put some so you can see. spill that. Here's another suggestion. Pour it in a measuring cup. This is a silicone measuring cup. This is good for high heat. Just watch your hands because this is hot. You can use that to pour it in your mason jar. And I'm going to pour the rest in. There you go. You see how dark and deep that is? I would let it cool uncovered. If maybe you can maybe add some kind of like a mesh piece over it if you're worried about things getting into it or flying into it. Store that in the refrigerator and it's gonna be excellent. Excellent on, like I said, vegan hot dogs, maybe making like a chili taco. You can use it on your meatballs, which I have a recipe for that, which I will share with you as well. And there you have it, my sweet, tangy vegan barbecue sauce. If you like this recipe and it was helpful, please like it, share it, comment, let me know what you thought about the taste and what adjustments you made, and also what did you put your barbecue sauce on. And if you'd like more insights and more recipes like this, come over and click the link in my bio and come join my free VIP group and subscribe to the channel for more. Thank you so much for joining me and you have a wonderful day.